Alrighty, everybody. It is a beautiful day out in the Midwest. We are in Dubuque, Iowa, and we're checking out a pre-sale of the downsizing of Drew Cook Excavating. They got some pretty nice machines, a lot of very new stuff, newer than I really like, but figured I'd go ahead and make a video anyway since I'm here, and some of you guys might enjoy seeing what some of this stuff goes for. So, let's start taking a look at what I think is cool. Which, starting out with, is this Deere grader, which is not for sale, but still pretty cool. So we have a sheep's foot roller here, very modern. It's a Cat CP 560B, 56B. I don't know much about sheep's foot rollers, but it's a pretty decent looking machine. Doesn't seem all worn out, but like I said, don't know much about sheep's foot rollers. What we do have here, that I think is one of my favorites of the auction, is this D6N. It's a low ground pressure machine, so it's got super wide treads on it. That thing is a awesome looking machine. I'll go ahead and put the hours and what all this stuff goes for tomorrow in the video so you can see it as I'm showing you. She's got some wear. Pins have been turned. Rails are down. Sprockets look okay though. It's not the most beautiful machine, but it's definitely not beat to hell. It looks like it's equipped with grade control. It's a nice machine. Moving over here, we got a little Deere, or at least little compared to the D6 here. I do apologize about the wind. It's crazy out here today. So we got a 550K Deere. Much smaller blade on it compared to the D6, but still a nice sized machine. Not seeing any crazy wear here. That pin might be a little sloppy. Oh no, that'd be like a weird joint, so maybe that's not just a pin. This is in much better shape on the undercarriage. Overall, pretty straight machine. Not a bad looking little guy. Moving over here, we're getting a little closer to the stuff I like. We got this 750C. Much tougher shape, cosmetics wise, but it is an older machine. Yeah, pretty good undercarriage. Snapped off cable for. I don't know what the heck that's for. Looks like there's a cable that went all the way up into the grill. I don't know what that would be. Let me know if you know down in the comments below. Kind of a goofy looking front of the machine, but still relatively attractive. All the cab glass is good. I mean, that's in pretty decent shape. Yeah, it's a nice old Dozer. Well, it's got hydraulics in the rear. I guess if you're running a scraper or something. Nice big hitch. Now, pretty much the oldest machine in the lineup, I think, is this 931B, which looks like a little toy next to this 750. But I mean, it's also in pretty good shape. Front grill's a little stoved in. Bucket's pretty thinned out. Going from looking at that D6 to the low ground pressure to these treads is impressive. This thing looks like a toy because of that. Pins all look a little dry, but you'll have that. Really a nice little machine. Next, we got this little Cat 303.5E mini excavator. Overall, it's not too bad. I don't see any major wear or anything like that. It's got some dents and bruises and scratches, but it is an open station machine. It's still a pretty new mini excavator, so tracks look okay except for the crack. How many hours you have? 404 hours. That's not bad at all, if that's real. Now to get to the slightly bigger excavators, we got a Cat. What is this thing? 308E, which definitely has more than 400 hours on it. Just looking at these tracks alone. Looks like they're just rubber inserts over steel treads. Sprockets look all right though. Rollers look okay. We got some good rail height still. It's just been used as a battering ram a few times on the side panel. Nothing too hateful. Pretty nice cab, a little dirty of course. It is a machine afterwards. All the glass is still in it. It looks like it's got at least 4,300 hours or 4,100 hours. It's a nice sized machine. But an even better sized machine is this Deere 160C. I like the bucket on this with how many teeth it's got. Dipper's pretty smashed in. You'll have that. Looks like it's got a quick attach here. I don't see any crazy wear again or any crazy weld repairs. So, man, they really went crazy with, should have put a thumb on this thing to see that dipper, I guess. It's got stick hydraulics. Undercarriage wise, looks good, I think. Plenty of meat left. We got a couple dents back here, and again, I apologize about the wind. It's crazy, I know. Oh, we got some dents back here. I'm assuming the same story on this side. Yep. Let's see what the interior on this baby looks like. Bust that window out, that's for sure. All the glass is intact, it looks like. Seat's pretty torn up. I don't know where the hour meters are on this. Yeah, I'll have to look on the website, no biggie. We have a nearly identical 160C over here with a equally as dented dipper. Normal tooth bucket though. Again, it's got stick hydraulics. Looks like the quick attach has been leaking, or that cylinder's been leaking, but not super sloppy. It looks like these guys are pretty good about greasing stuff. Another quick attach. Yeah, not a bad looking machine. Got a little ripper here, a hammer, and a compactor. I would assume those have all been run on this thing. Got some cylinders that look like they might be leaking slowly, or maybe that's just grease dripping down, I don't know. This interior is much nicer. You see up on the window there, the next service is 9,400 hours, so it's up there. Undercarriage looks pretty good again on this one. And it looks like she did not get spared from the old swing hits. Yeah, about the same on this side. Really not bad looking machines at all. Moving up one series new, we got a 160D. This one fared the same treatment, it looks like. Even took a notch out of the counterweight somehow. Undercarriage looks decent. A little stain on this side. hoping a little purple power won't get out. Let's see here, no crazy boom repairs, nothing like that. Another one of those buckets with a bunch of teeth. Dipper's not too bad. Just actually, it's got a pretty big dent. Pretty big dents. I guess they're not big on using thumbs out here. They definitely like them set up with these quick catches though. Anyway, when I was here the other day, I don't think this machine was here. We have a 250G. That's a big girl compared to the 160. Again, a bunch of teeth and the dented in dipper. Same hydraulic quick catch. Actually, this is a slightly different one, it looks like. Bucket's not super worn out. Pretty decent looking machine. Oh, there's the quick coupler controls over there on the window. Looks like it's electric over hydraulic. Nice looking interior on here. Looks like the last time the hours were recorded was 3,200. Yeah, this thing's in good shape compared to the other two, the other three. That is a big excavator. Pretty dinged up on this side, but not too bad. All right, now let's change flavors over to the wheel loader flavor. We got a case over here. I don't know what model this thing is. It's a pretty nice size, not too big. It looks like a 521D. Quick attach. Looks like we got a set of forks up here. That's a good looking machine, really. Tires are a little worn down. Looks like it's been greased at least once before. But in all actuality, it's really pretty tight looking shape up here, I think. Just from a quick glance. Let's see if we can't get up inside. Pretty good seat. Nice, very small cab on this thing. Looks like the next service was 6,500 hours. And it was quality certified by Ricky Heel. So wherever you are, Ricky, thank you for building this machine. Yeah, not a bad looking wheel loader. Doors starting to rust out. These wheel loader doors always rust out, it seems. I guess it's probably got used for salt, maybe. Or at least a lot of them are, I don't know. This deer over here, I don't think it's in the auction, so I'm not worried about it. Looks like we got a weld-on kit for some forks, though. Maybe that's going. Oh, I guess this deer is going. It's got a tag on it. Pretty new machine, I think. 44K. I'm going to say it goes for a lot more than that poor case. This thing's in really good shape. Oh, it was a Sunbelt machine. They tried to get rid of that evidence. And I don't blame them. Back's got a couple wrinkles on the fan guard. It's not completely trashed. Good looking tires on it, but they're mismatched. This side's not, so that must have just been a repair they did. Again, bottom of the door, rotted out. What did I tell you? Machine not equipped with functions, heated mirrors, torque lock, or rear axle disc. All right. Does got an air ride seat. The seat's in pretty good shape. Cab doesn't really leave anything to be desired. Pretty nice. Yeah, doesn't look like the main coupling has any, main articulation joint, not main coupling. Doesn't have any bad wear. It's Move on here. Got 2 Freightliner dump bodies. This company loves this style of dump bed. They've got like 4 of these trucks like this. Pretty short-sided, but stout-looking beds. Jeez, that wind is so bad. With angled tailgates, you couldn't run them as swing gates. Looks like double frame trucks. That one's definitely been pulled out a few times. You can tell by the bent bottom part of the frame. Those tires are pretty bald. We got a couple cracks on the subframe in here. No biggie. I don't even know if this is a manual truck. Yeah, it is. Couldn't tell you how many speeds it is, though. It looks like they blew out the interior, though, at least, because they got a blowgun hooked up. Never been in the cab of a Freightliner like this. Don't really need to ever be again. These trucks don't really do much for me in the looks ways, but I don't know, maybe someone likes them. We got a pretty much identical Freightliner here, but just red. A lot of space in here, I'll give them that. Seats are alright, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, they don't really do much for me. Man, I tell you what, opening and shutting that thing, it feels like you're getting in and out of a pickup, for better or worse. Right over here, we got a Case 580 Super N backhoe. Got a pretty good looking bucket, but it's pretty small. That's a little no big deal. Let's see, is the loader lift arms bent? No, they're not. We got some damage to the radiator guard in there. I like that pintle setup. It's nice. I guess you curl the bucket all the way forward and you can move some trailers around. And this thing's got the rust bad. At least the flaky paint. Yep, she's starting to rust the bottom of the cab. Let's come out back here to the rear, see what's going on. Pretty small little bucket back here, and it's definitely had some welding to build it up throughout the years. The bottom floor is completely stoved in. Probably was used as a hammer a few times. Yeah. Got another sheep's foot roller over here, much more affordable one. I don't even know what brand this thing is. A high pack? Yeah. Much smaller than that Cat, and a lot older, obviously. What a decent little machine, a C822A. Got another United Rentals machine here, a little tiny roller. I got a very small sheep's foot roller with a Kohler 18 horsepower. That's probably like the one thing here I can afford right now. Not a bad looking little roller. If you needed one. I'd assume gas, but who knows? Alright, we got some super twinky grapple buckets over here. Let's see, do these even have bushings on them? They do have bushings. They're not as bad as some of the ones you see that are just plate with a bolt through them. These are about one step up from that. Brand new, shipped in from China probably. Yeah, they got teeth on them. I've never seen that on a grapple. This is the much more familiar style of grapple to me. It's got V-style teeth on it. This one is still pretty twinky looking, but a lot better than those. Looks like we got a 70s Ford bed back here. I don't think that's part of the auction though. Alright, let's check out the line of skid steers here. We got a Cat 257B. Looking kind of beat up. Broken out windshield. Tracks look okay. really nothing crazy. I mean, decent looking machine. Seat's all torn up. Someone was eating some peanuts. I don't know, we got an old S175. My dad used to have one of these. I remember it when I was a kid. This one's in all right shape. Tires got some tread left. Looks like it received its fair share of grease throughout the years. Nice little Kubota 4-cylinder. It's got at least 4,600 hours on it, but I'll get you the right hours here in a second. I'm curious to see what this goes for. That's got one mismatched wheel and tire on it. Looks like a smaller diameter too. That's good for the hydros. All in all, looks like an okay machine. Probably will go live its life out on a farm. Decent looking seat. No full cab on it. The nicest skid steer of the bunch over here is this 289C. Looks a little newer and a little better shape. Looks like it's high flow and 2-speed. The rear end of these things are ugly, but nonetheless a nicer skid steer than what I have, so I can't say anything. We got an end dump over here, and I've always noticed end dumps seem to live a hard life, and this is no exception at all. Looks like those tires have some age on it, but probably would be good to go right down the road. Tailgate's in one piece and still attached. It's been back into a couple things with the old custom light bumper. We got a nice dent here. That must have caught something on the way by. Then the main thing that caught my eye is this big old bend in the subframe here. No bueno. Might have gone up and got a little twisty on someone at one point. So it looks like that thing's never gonna sit right again. That's all right. That thing's all twisted, and that'd be a mess to figure out. You'd have to rebuild that whole subframe. That looks like it's not even the original subframe anyway. One of my favorite parts of this auction, I don't know why I like this trailer so much. I wish I had a truck for it. I don't know what brand it is. It looks like a transport trailer manufacturer, TT. So this is a hydraulic neck lowboy. So you don't detach the neck, you just drop the neck down. That would be the ticket for loading dead equipment up, I think. Looks like it's all hydraulically driven. So you'd have to have a wet line on your truck, but those pins go out. And I guess that releases, I don't know. This cylinder drops it all the way down. And you load your junk up on there and haul it home. It's also a tri-axle. And it looks like if you don't want to deal with the neck, you can just ride it up on these little ramps here. The tiniest looking little ramps I've ever seen. That would make for a steep load angle, but probably a lot quicker than dealing with that if you're just day-to-day hauling. Not a bad looking trailer, not a great looking trailer. No, it does have a gas engine down in there to run the hydraulic neck, I guess, if you don't have a wet line. That would definitely crap out on you when you needed it the most. Definitely some older looking tires. I think this thing will probably go pretty cheap for low boys, at least. I would definitely be interested in it if I had the truck to haul it and the need for it. Speaking of trucks, let's come on over here. Now, my man definitely was a fan of the Freightliner flavor. We got the oldest of the bunch on the end here. Oh, actually, this is a white. I'm sorry. Pretty cool with the Hummin' Cummins pinstriping on it. I don't know what this thing has for an engine. Single frame, pretty short truck. tandems, of course. Let's see if we can't figure out some mileage. Ugh. Whew. Smells like rats in here big time. It's only got 73,000 miles on it, allegedly. Got the nice fake wood green interior. I don't know what's going on there. That's weird looking. It's like a piece of sheet metal. Some sort of electrical controls or something. Looks like we do have a PTO. And I guess it had a wet line, or has a wet line. You can see it down there. This center console thing makes for quite the division between you and your passenger, but looks like an 8-speed. I like the door panels though. Let's take a look at this Freightliner now. So we got, I think these are FLDs. I don't know. We got an old red Freightliner here. This one's got a sleeper on it. Let's see how many miles she's got. 33,000. Again, allegedly. Very stinky in here, I will say. But it does have a mattress, so it's ready to sleep. Got some diff locks, fifth wheel slide, suspension airbags. So it must be on airbags. It's a tiny little passenger seat. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it's been smoked in based on the tint of all of the upholstery. But hey, some like it that way. A little bit longer of a truck compared to that guy. Single frame, single stack. Yeah, I mean, it's a truck. Tires look pretty good. That fender's sitting right on that tire. That's what you want. All right, we got the newest truck of the bunch over here. Got some good looking rubber on it. And by good looking, I mean mostly bald and pretty old. Single frame, pretty rusty frame actually. It's definitely used to pull out something at some point or pull itself out. I think scaling up real bad. Not good. Let's see what the cab offers us. Much newer looking. Let's go on the other side. No rust on the cab yet. Looks like it just got its inspection in 2023. Looks like an electronic dash. I'm not gonna be able to see the mileage without starting it. I don't care enough to do that, as I'm not interested in it. Again, frame's flaking up real bad. But it is the Midwest, so what do I expect? Looks like we got 3 tires that got good tread, so that's good. Kind of an obscure thing over here. This is a fuel trailer, I think. Now maybe it's water with a pump like that. I don't know. Looks like it comes with 2 5-gallon jugs or 3 2.5-gallon jugs of oil. It's all steel and it's in pretty good shape. Let's see if we can figure out what this thing pumps. All right, based on the smell, it is a diesel fuel trailer. So I guess you can run a gasoline pump to pump diesel. Never really thought about that, I guess. Getting down to the end of the things that we're going to be able to look at today. There's some stuff in the garage. And the one thing I was actually interested in, which is a Lincoln welder, is stuck in that garage, which is locked up. So, can't see that today, but we'll still see if we can get it in the auction, because the guy did tell me about it at least. But up next here, we got a brand new dump trailer from Next Haul. Never heard of them. I think this baby's brand new. A little bit of dirt back here, but who knows? I mean, for new trailers, looks pretty good. I don't see any really bad looking welds or piss poor construction at all. We got an old equipment hauling trailer here. Oop, almost fell through the floor right there. Pretty beat up. A Laudo trailer, never heard of them. I mean, she looks just like it's lived a hard life. Got some bubblegum welds here on the deck. Yeah, that'll probably go, I guess, under $2,000. And overall, probably could be saved with a new set of fenders and some TLC. It doesn't look like the axles are bent. And it is an 8-lug trailer, so it's probably pretty heavy spec. Much more interesting trailer to me is this guy, Kaufman, with a front normal deck and a rear tilt deck, which I think would be pretty useful. But if you have something that's full length, I don't know how that really works with the tilt deck. I guess if you were pulling a truck up on here and it was long enough where it's longer than your tilt, I don't know how that works. Never dealt with a tilt deck trailer, but personally, if I had one, I'd want the whole thing to tilt. But this would be nice for skid steers where you throw your attachment up here, just drive it up back there. I don't know if it's just a manual tilt or what the dealio is. Looks like that pivot's been replaced based on the giant porosity-filled weld. But it's in a lot better shape than the trailer next to it. Well, I wouldn't say a lot better. That fender's pretty hashed. Tires look alright. The frame looks alright. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say a lot better because this front jack's all bent. That's a mess. That'd be a real pain in the neck to fix and make it look right. Unless you just heated it up and beat it that way with a 160 John Deere. Yeah, not really interested in either of those. I would like a little heavier trailer, but I'm not looking for this kind of project right now. One thing I think is a little funny are these little sea containers. This thing's tiny. If you want an extremely heavy-duty garden shed, this would be the ticket. Probably be really good for like a ticket booth or something like that, but I just thought they were funny. I would guess it's brand new. Oh, it's even got a little person door over here. That's nice. Looks like there's another one there. And then we have a full-size container here that has doors all the way down the side of it. Oh, you know, I was expecting it to be little compartments in here, but it's actually just doors all the way down the side in one big room. That would make a really nice storage building for a farm or something. You could pull side-by-sides or whatever in. That's nice. The doors look really well built too. I'm impressed. Nice wooden flat floor instead of the ribbed floor. Huh. That's cool. I've never seen a sea container like that. Let's see here. We got two very beat to heck air compressors. This one's a U-Haul. I've never seen a U-Haul brand air compressor. I guess at one point, or maybe they still do, I guess U-Haul rented out air compressors. This thing's lived a tough life. Not to be sold, except for tomorrow. What kind of diesel is this thing got? A Dutz or something? Oh, the injection pump was made in Japan. It's got 737 hours on it, or so it says. That's not a good sign. Looks like it must have an Airman compressor head. Oh, it's an Isuzu 4-cylinder. Looks like it's been sitting for a while. Would be an interesting one to see if we could get it fired up, but I don't have a need for a compressor like this right now, nor do I have the space. Pretty small for a trailer mounted compressor, actually, now that I look at it too. This little Sullivan over here is kind of the more normal size, I think. Let's see what it's got in it for a power plant. 4BT? Nope. What is that? Perkins, maybe? No, it's a John Deere, huh? Looks like it's got at least 1,700 hours back in 2022. Where's the compressor head? I guess it's down there. Must not be very big. I mean, like, how does this happen? How do you get a bunch of little dents like that? I guess something pokes at it from the inside because it's all shaking around. Huh. That's a cool decal there. I like that little excavator painted on there. Looks like it's changed hands a few times from Cook Trucking to Drew Cook. Well, I guess it's the same company, probably changed names. Anyway, we have a early Duramax here. This is an 02 or 03, so it's that would be the LB, I don't know, LBZ, the less desirable one, I think it is. Extended cab, gun rack, Harley Davidson sticker comes pre-attached. Headliner's pretty trashed. Interior's not bad. I've ridden in worse trucks of this era. I don't know what the heck that thing is. The Recon high voltage. It looks like plow controls. Nope, I guess it's all light controls. That's a lot of equipment just for some lights. Looks like it got into some argument with a bollard, maybe. It's got a cat excavator paint on the side, but everything he has is deers. These trucks are definitely not the best looking era of Chevy Duramaxes, but I kind of appreciate them still. This side's in much better shape, and this thing really did avoid the rust mostly, which is saying something for a truck of this vintage out here. But she made up for it for living a very hard life. No key. I guess they didn't want this thing getting stolen. No idea on the mileage then. I think this thing's gonna go pretty cheap. But again, it's bound to have head gasket issues if it already hasn't had them. So, no good to me. I bet it goes pretty cheap though. Maybe it'll make a good truck for somebody. Lastly, here we got a trench box. So that's an exciting way to end the video, but I do really apologize for the wind. This is the last day I could do this. I was kind of holding out, trying to wait for the wind to die down, but I figured I might as well just get the video out. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. You all got to see what this stuff went for. I have no idea at the time. Yeah, not really the typical video for me. I usually focus on much older stuff, but it was close by and I figured it might be interesting, so it's worth a look. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed.